Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the Hasely Crawford Stadium after the game 0-0 between Trinidad and Tobago and Curaçao. Leo, your thoughts on the game?
I think it was a improved performance, especially defensively. I think coming into this one, the whole of Trinidad and Tobago was concerned about our defense and how we would do. We managed to keep a clean sheet, which is a good thing. And I mean, I don't think it was just because Curaçao wasn't attacking well, but we actually defended well. I think in the second half, our overall performance improved even more. First half was a little dry. Second half, obviously, as we normally do, we improved and we came out. And we played better. We should have won the game. I think we had chances to put away. But nevertheless, I would say an overall improved and a more polished performance than we probably saw in the past couple of months.
Okay, and we know that a lot, as I said, we've seen a lot of improvement from a lot of players. You know, we have some players coming in like Kobe Henry, who had a really good game. You have the likes of Noah Powder, who has been in the side for a while, but today I think this was his best game for Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. What do you think is some of the positives these players could take away going forward?
Well, I think defensively, that was the main positive for me because, as I said, that was the main concern at the end of the day. So for them to come out, put in that defensive performance, and as I said, keep a clean sheet, that's the positive. You mentioned Noah Powder. We never saw him play left back before, but he was still able to put in the shift and do what he needed to do in order to prevent goals from scoring. I think another positive could be the midfield as well. Mostly in the second half, I think they worked really well together. Well, Daniel Phillips with his strength and just keeping the ball rampasad. Well, that's my boy. Right, he was really composed, kept the ball well. I don't think he made a misplaced pass at all today. And of course, Kevin Molino, you have to give him his credit. I mean, in that second half especially, he really turned it on. He created the chances. He did all he could have done. And I think the midfield worked really well together. Most of these positives coming in the second half, by the way. But yeah.
Okay, and what are your expectations for the next game? We're playing away to Jamaica. That is never an easy thing, but what do you think is the best outcome for us in that game? Well, obviously the best outcome might be a win. The best outcome will always be a win. Yeah. But what are your expectations for that game?
I expect them to go there knowing that at least having a winning mentality. I think if we won today, we could have gone there and play for a draw. But because we drew today, which is unfortunate, I think we have to go and win. So I'm expecting a hungry performance. I don't know if we will get those amounts of chances against Jamaica. I don't know because there's a fierce environment as well. But they have to go out and put in a performance to win. Because if Jamaica beat us, then they would then be 5 points ahead of us because we drew today, that is 1. They beat Bermuda 4-0, that's 6. And you could kind of count it out at that point, right? So I think they have to go there to win.
Okay, and the last and final question. We know that it was a stalemate today, but who was your man of the match?
Well, I'm a biased fella, right? But no. All bias aside, it had a lot of contenders. I think Rio was good. Kobe Henry had a really good debut. Rampasad was really good as well. Molino, of course. Earlier with them, I was telling them Kobe Henry, but now thinking about it, I think I might give Andre Rampasad. Just because I find he was real polished. And I think he did what he needed to do. First half, he was a bit absent, but I think in the second half, he really kind of, I wouldn't say control the pace, but did what he needed to do in the midfield. So I will give it to Rampasad.
Okay, cool. And ladies and gentlemen, you all heard it here first. Remember to stay tuned with us as we continue the Soca Warriors on their World Cup qualification journey.